Sorry, I can hear a kid screaming. So I just started sharing on social media my fitness journey. And I had a few people reach out to me about what I was doing and how I could be a part of it, how they could get their hands on the program. And I had a moment that I was like, man, I was approached about coaching 2 years ago, back in 2011. We're in 2013 at this point. And I remember following Meg, my upline, and knowing that she was getting paid for her journey and sharing it and being inspirational and showing people what it looked like to eat well and do their workouts and going along the journey with her. She was not at her fittest. I was not at my fittest, but I was inspired by her. And I knew she was making an income that eventually would lead to her leaving her job. So I reached out to her. I asked her what I needed to do. I asked her what was involved. After consulting a few friends and seeing what their thoughts were and what my husband's thought was, I jumped right in. I purchased my challenge pack. I had never tried Shakeology. I had never done a nutrition program, never done a challenge group. And I said, I'm going to go all in with this. And I haven't looked back. So I joined Beachbody for 3 reasons. I joined because I needed accountability in my own health and fitness, okay? I needed someone to help me get my workouts in and cheer me on, and I needed that like gratitude afterward of good job, you did it, because I was alone at home. The twins weren't giving me high fives. My husband, my workout at the end of the day wasn't like a huge thing, and he was encouraging through the journey, but not every day. But I'd check into that challenge group and I'd have a couple likes and I'd have people, good job, I'm so proud of you. And that was enough to keep me going. So I needed accountability with my food. I needed help. My upline is a registered dietitian, or a nutrition major. So I really took to her and what she had to say, and I still look to her and what she has to say. And I wanted just that accountability to stay on track and to bounce ideas off of and ask, and that leads me to the next one, a community of people who were doing this journey with me. Because like I said, I was a stay-at-home mom. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, as great as it is, it can be a little isolating. You're with these little people all day. There's very little human interaction or adult interaction other than your husband, maybe for an hour when he gets home after you get the kids to bed. And so jumping into this community with health and fitness people and women who were working on the same goals or maybe breastfeeding and going through that postpartum struggle with me was just incredibly, incredibly comforting. And I wasn't finding that anywhere else. So I decided if I cannot find it, I'm going to create this. I'm going to build my own. And I started doing that throughout my coaching journey. And I'll touch more back on that in a minute. So I joined for the accountability to my own health and fitness, the community that uplifted me, they encouraged me, and then finances. I didn't leave this 6-figure earning job, but I left a job. And that job was bringing in income for our family. And now we were out that family. And, thankfully my husband had a job that could afford us to have me stay home and not have to change our lifestyle too much. But you never know what can happen. And I'll touch on that in a little bit. So I wanted a way to bring in some extra cash for swimming lessons, nails, date nights, clothes. You've heard that saying, if you're, saving money on formula, but you online shop, that's me. I just wanted some margin in our life. I wanted to not stress ever about paycheck to paycheck. And I saw this as an opportunity to make $300, $400 extra dollars a month. And if I could do that, this business was going to be successful. If I brought in that much, that would cover a few extracurriculars for our family without touching my husband's income. All right, so that's why I got started. Maybe something like that resonates with you. Maybe all 3 of them do. Maybe one of them does. But everybody joins as a coach for different reasons or as a challenger for different reasons. Those were mine: accountability, community, and finances. So after I joined, what changed? What has changed in 6.5 years? My whole entire life, you guys. 6.5 years ago, this girl would not be on this call, number one. And truthfully, there's not a ton of people viewing. So a year ago, I'd been like, oh my gosh, no one's watching right now. But I know now that life is busy and this time works for me and my schedule, but maybe everyone has to come back and listen to the replay when their kids are in bed. Totally fine. But my life has completely changed, you guys. My outlook on fitness. So I'm going to cover 4 areas, 4 ways that my life has changed. Fitness, the at-home workouts has brought consistency. Being a coach and it motivates me. It encourages me to try new programs, to try new things, even if they're not my typical go-to. I have fallen in love with programs that I was super hesitant on. I got my best results with a 4-day program, 30 to 40 minutes a day, and super hesitant. I probably would not have tried that without being a coach. It's given me results. I had my 4th baby and I am in better shape. I am more fit. I am stronger now than I was before kids physically. I'm in the best shape of my life, all because of these Beachbody programs and being a coach and staying committed to running challenge groups every month. Or if I couldn't run a challenge group, which I don't think I've ever had, I had an upline. I had a community that I could join and be a challenger with because I still had these programs. Nutrition. My nutrition, you guys heard me say, I really struggled with eating and body image and over exercising and under eating. And my nutrition is so much more balanced and in control now because I've learned. Okay, I didn't go into Beachbody with the expectation to learn all of this about nutrition, right? In my mind, Beachbody was a fitness program. But we have evolved, and as a coach, it's my job to learn all of these different nutrition programs. And through trying different ones and taking pieces of different ones and trying to figure out what works for me, I have a plan that works well for me. I have a nutrition plan that helps me feel in control, balanced. It keeps those eating disorder and body image thoughts at bay. I enjoy my IPAs. I enjoy my candy. I enjoy some cupcakes, but I'm in control. And it's through these programs that I've learned how to eat, what to eat. And then nutrition is really one of those things that you learn it, you do it, and then you teach it. And the more you learn, the more you do and apply, and the more you teach it, the more it becomes routine for you. And I think that was a key for me, was as a coach, it was my job to learn about the program, right? Anyone can learn about the program, but I had to do the program to get results, to show that it works. And then I have to mentor and teach. I get to help people find what works for them. And that is so incredibly helpful, but I have to go through it first. So I get my results and then I help you get yours. It's just a super awesome flow of progress here. Okay, and then like the community I was talking about. I'm super introverted. You might not guess it, but I am super shy. I shy away from starting conversations. I still to this day get really nervous in front of people, public speaking, all of that stuff. But the community of women that I have in my corner, both as coaches on my team, clients in my group, coaches on my upline team, Beachbody as a whole, and then I took it one step further and just created a moms group. So expecting moms or moms with like basically Hayden's age or younger are in there. So she'll be 3. I started when I was pregnant with her. I have all of their support when I'm having a bad night, when I'm having a bad night with Lincoln or struggling with this or struggling with that. There's just all sorts of community around me that I decided I didn't have. So I was going to create it so that I had it. And it's been a sisterhood. It's been priceless to have best friends that are doing what you do and they're not competing with you. They're standing side by side you, cheering you on to be the best wife, to be the best business owner, to be the best coach, the best mom, the best fill in your name that you were made to be. And that's been a huge, shift for me with friendships that I had in college. And it just has been a really big, unexpected gift, but a way that has impacted my life forever. And then personal growth. This might be my favorite one. And it was the last area of the 4 vital behaviors as a coach that I implemented. And so now I kind of do the opposite with my coaches, and I really encourage personal growth to be one of the forefronts of your behaviors and one of the things that you do first in the morning after your workout, because it's been through personal development that I have learned so much about myself. And honestly, guys, I would not do the work that I have done on myself if I didn't have to do it to show up for other people, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't sit down and read a book just to my own enjoyment, but I would read a book if someone told me that I had to read a book for this challenge group or this coaching group or, it's on the list. You better check it off. And I'm a big doer. Like, oh, it's on my list. I have to check it off. So I'm going to do it. And coaching really brought that out. It really helped instill that behavior into my life. And so I built confidence through learning about nutrition and built confidence through getting results. I built confidence with showing up and following through on a commitment. Like, it's not about the end result. It was about the journey and growing and seeing and owning those big wins that are really small wins along the way and celebrating them. I heard this in my podcast this morning. It was so great. You have to outgrow yourself on purpose. You can't just sit back and think one day I'm going to accomplish all this. You have to be intentional. If you're sitting there and you're not loving the life that you're living, you can be happy, you can be content, but if there's like this stirring inside you, and I know what that feels like because I had that when I got home. It was about 3.5 months after I had the twins, and I was staying home, and I was like, this is it. This is the rest of my life. Something's missing. Like, something is just not sitting right. And I felt guilty because I wasn't sure what that was. And I should be so fulfilled because here I am staying home with these 2 little babies. I was so grateful, but at the same time, I was like, something is just not, it's not adding up. I just don't feel whole. And I found it with Beachbody. I found this ability to grow into who I, who I was meant to be, and use the gifts and the talents and the stories that God wants me to create and tell and share. I have found it with this avenue, with this purpose, and I'm still able to be mom. I'm still able to get my kids up in the morning for school. I'm still able to pick them up from school and go on field trips and take them to doctor's appointments and stay home if they're sick. And I don't have any of that stress, but I have this ability to work and to fulfill the need that I was missing after becoming a stay-at-home mom. And I never imagined that I'd be working. My dream was to be a stay-at-home mom. So I was like, I don't want to work. I want to be stay-at-home all day long. It was like introvert's dream. But there was just something missing. There was something that was pulling at me to do this and to give it my all and to fulfill that personal trainer, motivator, encourager, life changer, whatever you want to call it, that I had learned that I loved when I went to school for exercise science and did personal training. So through this growth, through believing and finding out who I am, that's been like the biggest life change. That's been the biggest gift that Beachbody has been able to give me. I've been able to outgrow who I was in each new season that life throws at me. And I've been able to come better. And I don't want to know what kind of mom I would be without Beachbody, or what kind of wife, because I'm not perfect as it is. So it's like, where would I be without these habits, without these communities, without these ways of thinking, without being able to fulfill what I feel called to do in my life. And I think that's what's made me a better mom, is being able to show my kids, this is what happens when you follow your dreams, or this is, when you have something that you want to do, or you're not fulfilled, or you're not feeling like things are right, or you're just settling and you have that feeling, it's okay to try something new. It's okay to take that step out in faith. So I've learned through that growth that confidence isn't something people are born with. And I think you might be sitting there going, man, I wish I had her confidence to do a video like this, or post on social media, or, post on social media like my coach, or invite like my coach, or talk to people like my coach does. I wish I had that confidence. And I'm here to tell you that I thought the same thing too, looking at other people. I wish I had their confidence. And through this whole process, I've learned that it's not about having confidence. It's about being confident. It's an attitude. It's something that we generate. It's something that we can wake up and choose to adapt and choose to use to run our day. We all choose our attitude for the day. And I just decided that I was going to choose confidence. I was going to wake up and be excited, and I was going to be confident in the life that I was living. And I am. I'm doing that. And I owe that to Beachbody. I owe that to the 4 vital behaviors of focusing on my journey as a coach, and my nutrition, my fitness, and committing to those programs and building confidence by completing them. Posting on social media. You guys, that is scary. It doesn't get easier. Well, it does, but there's always in the back of your mind, like, oh, what's someone going to say? Or am I going to offend somebody? But then I get that message from a client that says, thank you so much for sharing your story yesterday. I felt like I could have wrote that myself. Thank you for sharing that message. I had no idea someone else felt that way. Thank you for sharing your story. I felt that way too. Or God's calling me to do that. Or I feel, how do you know when to be obedient? Thank you for sharing that story. Thank you for posting that picture. Thank you for sharing your family. I get those messages and I'm like, it's all worth it. Nothing financial at that point. It's just helping other women, helping other moms know you're not alone in the journey that you're on. You have a community and you have people who are going through the similar thing. And if you're struggling, here's where I'm able to help you. I'm able to mentor you on your health and your fitness and your personal growth so that you can wake up and feel like the best mom or dad and be the best mom or dad or the best employer or daughter or sister or brother or whatever. But by taking care of you, you're able to be better and to live better and to live the healthiest life that you can. And growing on purpose and sitting down intentionally and listening to personal growth and breaking out of comfort zones and doing things that maybe scare you, but on the other side of fear, you know that there's a blessing, there's something coming, that's worth it. You learn that that's worth it, that getting over the comfort zone and breaking out of that fear always brings something great. And you can't say no to it. Whether it's a message from somebody else, it's a feeling you get, it's an accomplishment, that feeling drives you. So through my coaching business, I've had different goals. I've accomplished different things. But I just want to share this last story because maybe you can relate. Maybe you've been there before. So 6.5 years ago, I joined for accountability, community, finances, and my finances were about $300 to $400 a month. That was my goal. And this past December, or 2 Decembers ago, December of 2017, we decided to move back to Michigan. And I had 3 kids. I was about 30 weeks pregnant with Lincoln. Matthew was working 2 jobs, or 2 territories, same job. So he was in Florida, he was in Michigan working his booty off. I was packing a house and I was like, I just don't know how I'm supposed to do this. And so I almost quit. I called my upline. I told her, I said, I'm done. I can't do this with 3 kids. How am I supposed to do this with 4? This is just not, I just don't know how I'm supposed to do this. And she said, okay, let's take it back a little bit and just start with the basics. Go back to why you got started. Focus on what excited you about the business and just go back to like 30 minutes a day and see what happens. I'm like, okay, fine. Hung up the conversation. We were done. Fast forward 2 weeks. We go to close on the house you see me sitting in right now. We go to like do all of our financials for that. And at that point, we had just put Matt's income on the loan. And they were like, guys, I'm sorry. We can't give you a loan for this house. And Matt and I were like, what? Well, we had at this point owned, it would have been this Michigan house, our Florida house that we had yet to sell. And we own a rental up in northern Michigan. And so at that point in time, we we're going to have 3 mortgages and there was no way, like no bank would give it on one income, right? So I remember sitting there and I'm like, Matt, we have my Beachbody money. We have my Beachbody income that we can put on this loan. We can get this house. Like we can do this. And so we put my Beachbody money on the loan and we put my income on the loan and we got it. So at one point, we were owning 3 homes. Not the smartest thing, definitely not a Dave Ramsey thing, but God really came through and our house finally sold 6 months later. But had I been too scared to take that opportunity and say yes 6.5 years ago and show up and do these vital behaviors and show up and run a business and commit to an hour to an hour and a half a day and take my social media time and make it intentional, we would have never moved into this house. We would have lost this house. We would have had to live with my parents for 7 months. And we wouldn't be in the financial situation we are today because of Beachbody. You guys, like you might be sitting there going, really don't have a financial need. I really don't have a reason other than community or accountability or just needing something for me to coach. And you might come and you might even sign up and say, I'm going to give it a go just for that reason. But what I want to encourage you is that if you have this feeling that like, I should do this, and you've been putting it off, you're prolonging something that the universe, God, whatever, needs you to do with this opportunity. Whether that's people that you can reach, it's a lifestyle you need to create for yourself, it's taking back your health, or it's creating financial freedom or financial opportunity for an opportunity down the line like we had, you're missing the boat. And this is a great opportunity to help you do so much good for yourself and so much good for other people while you create financial freedom, financial margin, whatever you want to call it. Not every coach wants to quit their job. Not every coach wants to be a six-figure earner. But I have yet to meet a coach that $400, $500 a month wouldn't help change their lifestyle, wouldn't take their stress level down, wouldn't provide more opportunity for their kids or for them and their spouse to take a date night one time a month or a weekend away or a family vacation. If $400, $500 a month doesn't impact your life, then I want to that's great. You're living life. You're doing something great, obviously. But I have yet to meet someone that kind of money won't change your life to the day, to daily. And maybe, like I said, maybe you don't want to quit your job. You love your job. That's totally fine. But you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You can experience more in life. There's something that is got you here listening to this video, whether you needed accountability, you need to get your health in check, you just have this itch, this desire, this motivation to help other people get theirs, maybe with what you've learned and you want to share your story to help other people, or maybe it is 100% finances and you're like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, or I'm struggling and I don't know how to do this anymore. This can help you take steps to change your life. And when you join our team, we don't just sign you up and call it good. That's where the fun begins for us. That's where the relationship and the mentorship begins. And you start to be a part of the team. You talk to your coach and we set you up with a package to get you enrolled with whatever works best for you and your individual lifestyle and your individual goals. We send you a new coach welcome email to walk you through setting up your storefront, setting up your online office, setting up your direct deposit, getting all that business stuff done. We walk you through that. We walk you through a 2-week training to teach you and help you craft your story, help you, understand why you started Beachbody. And then we help you and give you examples on how to be able to share that with other people and what not to do. But we take you through a simple training. We motivate you. We encourage you. We give you the tools to help you succeed in the first month of your business, depending on what that looks like for you. We provide you accountability daily if you need it, weekly, absolutely. And then there's always a weekly training. So we're constantly learning in this business, whether it's from our corporate call on Mondays that our amazing, amazing corporate team at Beachbody sets up for us, or it's a new coach call to help you get, the basics down, or it's a working hour one time a week that you need to hop on because you need to learn how to actually work your business. We take you through all of that. We help you through all of that. So yes, if there are any questions, that's what I have for you guys today. I just want to thank you so much for listening in and hearing my story and how I got started. And I hope something resonated with you. I hope there was a piece that was like, me too, or if she can, I can. Today I absolutely love my business. I love what I do. And I continue to grow as a person, and I continue to leave limiting beliefs behind and just really step into the roles that I feel placed on my life. And I'm so honored to be a part of Team Beachbody and to lead Team FHK as we go on this coaching journey together. So if you have any questions, just drop them below. Make sure to tag the coach that invited you or that you've been following, and they will reach out to you. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Team FHK soon, and I wish you a very happy, healthy, fun weekend, and we will see you later, you guys.